Hello and welcome everyone to your Tuesday edition of the Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski here as we bring you the top 8 stories of the day. We have a pretty full slate of headlines to get to, and we actually are going to just go ahead and jump straight into our show today because we did just hear some breaking news regarding our first story of the day. It was just announced by officials with the Army that the fourth and final soldier that was missing in Lithuania has died. Now, it's been about a week's search since efforts first began to find the crew of soldiers in Lithuania who were trying to repair a tow and military vehicle and were out on a tactical training exercise. It was announced yesterday, though, that 3 of the 4 soldiers had been found dead inside their armored vehicle that was pulled from a swampy area in Lithuania. Our Josh Sanchez spoke to a West Michigan family that says that they hope that the 4th soldier that is yet to be found was their son and brother. Sergeant Troy Smith Knutson Collins is that soldier that the family was praying to be found safe. Now, obviously, we did just learn information that the 4th soldier has been found dead. We are going to be bringing you all of the latest information regarding this story on air and online once we do learn more. Again, this just happened just shortly, just moments before we went on the air. And again, we'll have all the latest information up on woodtv.com for you. Former Michigan State Police Sergeant Brian Keeley is still awaiting trial in his second-degree murder charge in the death of Samuel Sterling last April. Now, Keeley's team is asking a judge to pause the civil case against him until the criminal case has concluded. Keeley was charged after he hit Sterling with his unmarked cruiser during a police chase. Sterling was pronounced dead a few hours later after being struck. A civil lawsuit was filed on behalf of Sterling's family back in January. Keeley's lawyers have filed a motion for stay in federal court and have also asked the court to extend the time to file his first responsive pleading. Keeley's team says that there is an overlap of issues. An evidentiary hearing in the criminal case has been set for April 21st of this year. Some residents in West Michigan are still feeling the impact from Sunday's bout of severe weather. As of this morning, nearly 95,000 customers were still without power around the state, including about 27,000 here in our coverage area. This comes after the National Weather Service confirmed at least 2 tornadoes hit the area during the storms. Consumers Energy has said that they have about 700 crews out today working to restore power and hope to get everything back up and running for most customers today. This is especially important given the fact that Storm Team 8 is monitoring even more potential severe weather for tomorrow. And our very own Scott Larson yesterday on our Wood TV Plus show said that it could be eerily similar to Sunday storms. Developers hoping to revitalize the Gaslight Village in East Grand Rapids presented a revised plan during yesterday's commission meeting. The revision comes after hearing public feedback stating that the previous proposal was too big and too dense. However, the new plan is also experiencing some mixed emotions from residents. Overwhelmingly, the concerns stem from the proposed parking changes to the area. Some said that there needs to be more parking as the area continues to grow, and others complained that bringing in more parking would thus bring in more cars and more traffic. New parking structures and the height of the proposed buildings also sparked some interest from the community, both good and bad. This is still just the beginning of these phases. No actions are to be done for the next 30 days, as is the rule for East Grand Rapids. And some good news now for fans of the Grand Rapids Children's Museum. After more than 3 weeks of being closed following a fire inside of the building, the museum is set to reopen this week. Officials say that they will be reopening to the public this Friday starting at 9 a.m. just in time for spring break. The small electrical fire which prompted the shutdown happened back on March 13th that broke out in a model chimney prop. The sprinkler system, which did contain the fire, also damaged some of the exhibits in the process. To celebrate the reopening, the museum is also hosting the Spring Break Bonanza, which runs through April 13th and will give guests the opportunity to partake in a variety of activities at the Children's Museum, from clay building, story times, bubble science, and so much more. We've got all of that information of that fun right now for you on woodtv.com. And we have an update on Kume, the former lion who spent more than a decade here in Grand Rapids over at John Ball Zoo. After his mate Abina died last year, Kume was sent to the Fort Wayne Zoo in Indiana, and the community there seems to be embracing their new king of the jungle. Officials with the zoo tell News 8 that the 13-year-old lion is adjusting well and has everyone falling in love with him, and not just the guests he attracts, but also the other lioness that he shares an exhibit with. The zoo is also welcoming West Michigan guests to make the 2.5-hour drive to the zoo to see Kume and the 1,500 other animals they have across their 42-acre zoo. Also important to remind everyone that John Ball Zoo does have new lions as well to fill that exhibit. The zoo officially opened for the season late last month, and you can go ahead and check them out now. And now let's get you a look at your forecast for today. Here is Storm Team 8 meteorologist Matt Kirkwood.
All right, nice start to April 1st. Lots of sunshine. That's going to give way to clouds later on this afternoon, and that's going to be the first sign of the next storm system heading in our direction. It's going to be very similar to the one that moved into the Great Lakes on Sunday. Hourly planner has that sun, again, fading away. High temperatures, a little cooler than average for this time of year, but the wind's going to remain fairly light out of the east-northeast. Nicest day of the week, yeah, it does appear to be today, and then wild weather Wednesday, we'll call it. We'll even have a chance of snow during the morning hours, especially Grand Rapids northward. The showers and thunderstorms moving in, some heavy rain possible, and later in the day, severe weather threat will be there. Dry Thursday and Friday at this point. In terms of that severe weather for tomorrow, enhanced area up to the Grand Rapids area and points to the south. That's a 3 out of 5 category, and anything could be in the mix. So we're looking at a chance of tornadoes even, straight line winds, the main threat, and of course some heavy rain and even some hail. But things fortunately calm down after Wednesday. Should be dry Thursday and Friday.
All right, thanks, Matt. We end things today with how the Saugatuck Brewing Company is helping protect Michigan's lake sturgeon. The brewer has teamed up with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and is introducing a new program centered around a new lager called Lake Street Light. A portion of the proceeds from every Lake Street Light sold will be donated to the DNR's efforts to restore the lake sturgeon habitat and boost population numbers. Sturgeon have been on the threatened species list since 1994, and efforts have been going on since then to bring the sturgeon population back up. The beer itself is only 96 calories and is 4% alcohol. This is the second partnership between Saugatuck Brewing and the DNR. They worked together previously to raise about $10,000 to support Michigan's trout population back in the day. And that's going to do it for us today for this edition of the Daily Aid. And we want everyone to be aware of something regarding the Daily Aid. It is changing. This week will be the last week that we are broadcasting live on Facebook, our website, and our YouTube channel. This will be the last week. We will have our last show on Friday, but we're moving. The Daily Aid's not going anywhere. It is just simply moving to Wood TV Plus. So if you want to continue to check out what we're doing here on the Daily Aid, get the top 8 stories of the day, hear some exciting interviews from members of the community, and also check in with Storm Team 8 every single day. Well, you can do just that. You're just going to have to head on over to Wood TV Plus. It is free to download for all Roku, Fire TVs, and Apple TVs. We have ways for you to learn how to download the app and start watching right away over on woodtv.com. So if you are interested in checking it out, I highly encourage you to go over to our website and find all the information you need right there. I do want to thank everybody so much for tuning in to this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day.